In this video, we're going to show you how to prune a rose whose growth habit is one that builds itself up over time. These are the ones influenced by the Asian roses, the old teas and the old chinas. Some floribundas could come into this group as well, and even some of the more modern shrubs will come into this group. So unlike roses that put up canes from the base, which hybrid teas do and a lot of the very old European roses do, this one actually builds up to about so high in the first season that it'll build up a little bit more, and then it starts to branch off, as you can see here. The danger of this rose is if you cut it too hard, you take away all that time that it spent to just build up that structure, and it has to start it again. These grow like scaffolding. They just keep adding layers is basically what they do. So just think of these with the roses that branch off. You want to shape them really more than you're going to want to prune them. And I like to keep them high, 4, 5, 6 feet. Some people really don't almost prune them at all. Cut out the dead wood. That's a personal choice. So we'll begin by cutting out the dead wood because it's a great place to start because it's dead and you make a mistake. Now that we've gotten the dead wood out, the first chore we're going to do is to bring this rose into some shape. Just a general shape to begin with, then we can get into a little more detail later. Now I'm 6'2", so this rose is easily well over my head. It's an old tea rose. It's at least 7 feet high. So my first step is going to be to basically bring it down into a nice shape, about 5 to 6 feet. That's where I want it to grow. But before I do that, we about a week ago here had a snowfall. Little unusual in the upstate of South Carolina, but it was beautiful. The whole rose garden, everything was blanketed in snow, and you could really see the structure of the canes in there. But what it did was that the weight of the snow took one branch right here that you can see in my hand, and it completely broke it. Right here inside, it is broken. There's nothing we can do about that. It can't repair, it won't fix. And I'm actually glad, because this gives you a chance to show you what you need to do when a cane like that breaks. You need to just take it out completely. There is nothing you can do with this cane. You can't save it, and it won't grow back again. It means that side of the bush is going to look a little bit unwieldy for a while, but that's okay. I'm going to have to live with that. So I'll begin, like I said, by just bringing it down. Again, that's about where I want to be. I like this rose to be tall. I'm not worrying about outward-facing or inward-facing bud eyes here. All I'm doing is just beginning to give it a general shape. Pieces that are sticking out to the side, I'll do the same. And I'm just going to work my way around the plant, doing exactly that. That brings it down pretty good. You can see I've got about 5.5 foot, somewhere in there. Got some shape. Kind of V'd it up a little bit here. But notice a couple things that are a little different about the way you might prune a different kind of rose. First of all, I didn't go in the middle and clear all this out. This is part of the kind of growth that this rose takes time to build up over time. Any rose that grows this way. If I take it out, I'm going to lose it, and it's going to take 1, 2, maybe even 3 seasons, depending on where you live, to replace this growth. So I don't want to do that. Plus, this gives me the blooms all the way up here. You don't get long stem cut flowers with this kind of rose. They don't need those long stems to support the blooms. The beauty of this rose is in all the blooms that it covers it up completely. So now that I've done that, what I want to do next is we're going to go down inside the plant and see if we can find anything else that we want to take out that maybe is diseased or old. That's something we're going to have to look for next. What I'm doing now is I'm looking for canes down towards the base that might be diseased or maybe dying. I want to get those out of there because disease can get into the rose very easily that way. I've got one here in particular that's coming from here. It's getting kind of wrinkly. It's getting a little dark brown. I'm going to go ahead actually and take that out completely. Yeah, that's the only other one that I really see. Now, when I look down inside this plant, I'm happy to see a couple of things. First of all, I do have a nice old stout cane that's really holding up this plant beautifully. Some kind of roses, you might take this cane out, if it's the kind of rose that puts new growth from the base and it comes up in a year. This kind of rose that takes 2, 3, 4 years to develop, I don't want to take that out right now because I have nothing to take its place and I'm going to have a very bare plant. Instead, what I do see is a nice cane coming right up here that starts to branch up here, and that's going to fill in beautifully. I've got another one right here as well. It's the same thing. So maybe in 2, 3 years, when this bloom fulls out a little bit, then I'll be able to take that old cane out to rejuvenate some new growth. But until I see new growth and it starts to get to a size where it can fill in what I'm going to take out, I'm going to leave that in here for now. So again, I'm going to check a little bit more dead wood, and then we'll finish it up. There. Little final touches and we're done. Now I know it feels to you like we probably haven't done much to this rose, and you're right, we haven't. And that's the whole point. It's really a lot more like shaping or pruning a boxwood or an azalea than it is a rose. because these roses that are Asian influenced and don't grow new canes from the base, but instead grow up over time with all of this branching structure, can't take a hard pruning. Once in a while, if you have to, that's different, but they really don't like it. It takes too long for them to grow back, and you're going to ruin what's taken years to build up. So all you want to do in summary with the kind of roses that grow this way, you first of all take the dead wood out, then you just go around and shape it up a little bit. You don't worry about outward-facing bud eyes, and you can see I've left a lot of growth in the middle. Less is more with this kind of rose.